Now, the Limpopo government has halted another multi-million rand shack project, this time in Burgersfort. The 50 structures, similar to the ones handed over to Talana residents in Zanlin last month, believed to have cost the Limpopo government something in the region of 17 million rand. Residents in the area are allegedly refusing to occupy those dwellings. Reporter Manqoba Mchunu is following that story and joins us now. So this is part two of a scandal in the province which seems to be getting deeper and deeper. What is the Limpopo government saying today?
Well, certainly, Jeremy, it is part two of that controversial project, this time to the tune of 17 million rand, as you have put it. And seemingly, Jeremy, if you can look at these particular structures behind me, I'm just going to step over short so that you can see probably, Jeremy, not different at all to the Talana project. In fact, it is the same material that has been used to make these structures, also the same specifications. You can also see clearly down there that these structures, just like the Talana ones, are also standing or balanced by a brick. So it is part two, as you've put it, of this project. But the provincial government, Jeremy, is saying that these were necessary to try and mitigate the spread of COVID-19. They are part of their plan as Coxter to decongest those informal settlements that could not decongest due to the fact that they were overcrowded. But we do understand that about 150 of these structures were meant to be built here at a cost of 64,000 rand each. And that's no surprise, Jeremy, given the fact that, in fact, it was built by the same company, Aventino. You can see even inside here, Jeremy, it's the same similar structure, a two-bedroom structure. And on the floor, you can see those boards that have been put there, which the residents of Talana have been complaining about the fact that they are not stable and that they could cave in. And even some of the elements and evidence of some of that shoddy work or poor quality also quite visible on these particular structures. So the work here, Jeremy, as you can see, has ground to a halt. And the reason why it has been halted so far is because the provincial government says that the Human Settlements Department has now launched a probe into the quality of these structures. And so for that reason, that's why they've decided to put a hold onto this particular company. But they, however, do say, Jeremy, that this project, or the continuation of this project, however, has not been cancelled. So they're saying it's not off the table for now. It may still continue pending the outcome of that particular probe by the National Human Settlements Department. But residents in the nearby informal settlement, we do understand that it is about 8 kilometers away from here, refusing to come here. They're saying that they were never consulted about this project, and also that it's simply too far for them to come and stay here, given the fact that they actually stay near town where they're able to access their work areas.
Just very quickly, through the lens of a camera, the work is an absolute disgrace. It does raise questions about tender procurement and oversight in projects like this, doesn't it?
Well, certainly, Jeremy. I think that's one of the issues that has come to mar this project, exactly whether it is value for money and whether or not actually that the money that was paid for it is worth it. I mean, many of the residents of Talana questioning the quality of these structures, questioning if at all they are worth 64,000 rand. They certainly believe that it's not worth the price tag and that there might have been possibly inflation of prices. But also, Jeremy, equally raising question around the issue of procurement in human settlements, because we do know that there's a quantum amount that is given to housing when those tenders are issued. So, for example, this project, the quantum for a single house was 64,000 rand. And whether or not the specifications and the design and actually the material used here does actually meet that particular quantum, or does meet the quality standards of that quantum, is something else that still needs to be discussed. But in terms of what residents are saying, they are not convinced, Jeremy, at all that this is simply value for money, and they think that it needs to be investigated, welcoming, of course, that probe by the SIU.
Yeah, no way is that value for money. Manqoba Mchunu, thank you very much indeed. Live for us in Limpopo.